Thank you very much, and good morning to all of you. Honorable Minister of Industry, Finance from Haryana, absolutely. And Umang Das ji, Mr. J. Chen, Akhil Gupta ji, Mr. Balaji, Santosh Annu, Mr. Rawat, my friends from telecom industry, my friends from various departments of the government, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Minister from Haryana has actually enumerated a number of things which are being done in the e-governance space. And I wish all the ministers of all the state government were like him, who had a very comprehensive view of things which are being done by these states. What I like to do this morning with you is just to share the vision of Digital India and what really it means and what are the basic broad vision areas. So we have been doing, and in our own capacities, we have been doing e-governance since the day we were collectors and we were working in these states. I have my friend Mr. Sen also here with me, my batchmate. So we've all been doing this. But you see, we never had a very comprehensive vision of the entire space of both e-governance and entire digital space. And the Honorable Prime Minister actually gave that, architected in a sense the entire space, a very comprehensive program whose objective is to develop and transform India into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. So these are two very, very important, transformation, digital empowerment, and knowledge economy. So this is a very comprehensive program. It is nothing very, very new in the sense that it actually weaves together the existing programs, but then, puts them in such a fabric that all these programs, if done together, will have a very good cumulative impact. And the three vision areas which have been identified for this program are: one is digital infrastructure as a utility to every citizen. So that's first part. Second part is services and programs which deliver to the citizens, basically digital citizen services delivery. And third is citizens empowerment. And these three are very, very important, because unless you have digital infrastructure, you can't have software and services. And obviously both these things will be useless unless you have digitally empowered citizens. So I think these three are very, very importantly linked together. Let me deal today with digital infrastructure. Now, digital infrastructure is broadband as a utility to every citizen. And this, I think everybody has pointed out that this is an essential prerequisite for any digital effort to succeed. Because Digital India means and requires a digitally connected India. Unless you have connectivity and connectivity down to the panchayat level, you cannot have really a digital empowered society. So therefore, National Optical Fiber Network, and now, of course, the BharatNet, it is essentially a program to take this digital connectivity to the panchayat level. And there actually what it is doing is, it is taking a broadband connectivity, and this is a fiber. When you take fiber to a panchayat, and currently we cannot see the applications which people can consume this bandwidth of the fiber, because currently we are using 256 or 512 kbps type of stuff. So I think we need, once we have this bandwidth, gigabits kind of bandwidth, what will we do with it? And I think that is the second part, which is you have applications which should ride on this infrastructure. And these applications are entertainment, for example. Entertainment could be delivered on this broadband, the fiber. Similarly, you could deliver e-health, you can deliver education, and there are a number of things which could be delivered. So I think that's very, very important, and the government is proceeding on to that direction. And of course, the success, the speed has accelerated during the last 1 year, but then I think we need to speed it much, much further to take this broadband to the villages. But I think infrastructure is not only this, connectivity. Infrastructure also has many other components. One is the soft infrastructure is also an infrastructure. And one of the important things which this country has done, and I think the Minister of Haryana spoke about this, is Aadhaar. Aadhaar is the digital identity infrastructure, which actually is very unique in the entire world. And this is a great enabler for delivery of digital services in a way which no country is actually delivering in some sense. The sad part in our country is that we have not been using technologies to the extent we should have used. We are developing technology for the entire world. As you know, we have 54% share of IT and IT-enabled services of the whole world. So we are writing software for the entire world, but actually we are not using the same software which we are writing to the world. That's the sad part of it. So there is a huge digital infrastructure, and now I am told it is 910 million people of this country have got Aadhaar. And they are getting at the rate of more than 1 million per day. And this is one thing which is going to actually become a great enabler for a number of new services. Because as you know, in a digital world, authenticating your identity is the most important part. Who is being delivered services? So once you authenticate that you are the one who you claim to be, that becomes a huge enabler for digital delivery of services. So this part, Aadhaar, is becoming actually an Aadhaar for delivery of various types of services. You have PDS, and of course the minister mentioned about the biometric attendance system. Unfortunately, I'm one of the most unpopular bureaucrats, only because I was responsible for introducing biometric attendance in the government of India here, which I did earlier in my avatar as Chief Secretary of Jharkhand there in Jharkhand. And I was told that what you did in Jharkhand, you do it here, and that became my undoing. So this is just one of the applications. For example, imagine if you have biometric attendance system just on this small application which looks so trivial. Imagine if you have this in all the village hospitals, if you have this in the midday meals, if you have this in the schools, how much of leakage could be prevented? In the PDS system alone, in Jharkhand, the state where I worked before I joined Government of India, we saved 700 crores per annum by eliminating bogus, duplicate, PDS ration cards. So I think Aadhaar, which ensures two things. It ensures uniqueness of identity, which means you cannot get a benefit more than once, and ghosts are eliminated. And it also ensures that you are able to digitally authenticate in any digital transaction. So this, I think, is extremely important. So this is one of the infrastructure which should be leveraged in all kinds of digital transactions. LPG, the Prime Minister spoke about, Honorable Prime Minister spoke on 15th of August, that in LPG we have saved 15,000 crores per annum through a direct benefit transfer. And all this has happened because we have been able to link LPG with Aadhaar, therefore eliminating the duplicates and fakes. So this is very, very important. Second thing is financial inclusion. And that is also a very, very important digital infrastructure, which is you provide ways for everybody to conduct financial transactions. And as you know, Jan Dhan Yojana created 170 million accounts in a couple of months. And then, the last budget talked about Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile, Jam Trinity. Because basically Aadhaar becomes an enabler of digital transactions. Jan Dhan Yojana provides the financial inclusion, and mobile provides a communication platform. So this trinity becomes a very, very empowering concept for people. This also ensures portability, interoperability. Now these things are extremely important. Imagine in a PDS situation, PDS shopkeeper has certain units, certain ration cards in his area. Now a person in his area can only go to that PDS shop. Now obviously, if that person is given the choice that you can go to any PDS shop anywhere in the country, prove your identity because your identity is on the cloud, prove your entitlement because your entitlement is on the cloud, and therefore you are able to transact. This is such an empowering concept, and that is possible only because we have a digital identity and we have these entitlements on the cloud. So I think this is also extremely important. Lastly, India has 1 billion plus mobile connections. Now imagine every person has, is now today connected in some sense with the mobile. And therefore, that is also one of the important infrastructure, digital infrastructure. So I think if you have the combination of broadband, Aadhaar identity, mobile, bank account, all these things together will be able to deliver these services. And then you use certain platforms. For example, payment gateways. Now using payment gateways, you can simplify everybody's life, because you can now pay your bills, you can do all kinds of financial transactions through these payment gateways. So that's another part which is very, very important. So therefore, using these interoperable softwares, interoperable infrastructure is actually key to ensure that Digital India happens. And I think these infrastructure, software, and citizen empowerment, all of us, if we are able to do it together, we will be able to truly, develop India into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much.